So there is a town, there's a county and a half, 2.5 counties, a district in Nebraska that could tilt the race for 270. The traditionally Republican stronghold could give vital electoral votes to the Harris team, meaning one of them to determine the winner. Garrett Tenney's live in Omaha, Nebraska with more on that story. Hello.
Hey, Bill, there is a scenario where a single electoral vote could be the difference maker for Kamala Harris, and that's why her campaign is spending millions of dollars here in Omaha to try and win that one electoral vote. In this hypothetical scenario, which polls suggest could be a reality, if Donald Trump wins all of the swing states in the Sun Belt and Kamala Harris wins the blue wall states in the Midwest, she would have 269 electoral votes, one shy of the 270 needed to win the White House, which is where Nebraska's second congressional district comes in. Nebraska and Maine are the only two states that don't use a winner-take-all system for their electoral votes. In Nebraska, 2 of the state's electoral votes go to the winner of the popular vote, and each of the other 3 go to whoever wins each of the state's 3 congressional districts. And while Nebraska is very much a red state, here in Omaha, which makes up most of the state's 2nd congressional district, things are a bit more purple. President Obama won here in 2008 and Joe Biden did in 2020. And because this race is so tight across the country, both campaigns have spent time here in Little Omaha to try and win this vote.
The blue dot that has taken over the country as they know what you're doing here.
It is still the most critical election in this country because we could still end up 269 to 269. Kamala Harris needs to win Nebraska's 2nd, which is Omaha.
The latest poll here by the New York Times has Trump leading Harris statewide by 15 points, but in the 2nd congressional district, those numbers flip to Harris leading by 12. Democrats have spent more than $5 million on ads here since Harris took over, compared to the just $200,000 spent so far by the Trump campaign, according to the ad tracking firm Ad Impact. This big push by Democrats to win here is also impacting Democrats in other races here locally, including a competitive House race and a much more competitive than expected Senate race as well, Bill.
All right, Garrett, let's see how it goes. Maybe it matters in a significant way. Garrett Tenney, thank you for that. Dana.
And a high-stakes race could decide the balance of power in the closely divided Senate. Montana's incumbent Democrat Jon Tester is fighting to keep the seat he's held for 18 years. He's facing Republican challenger and decorated combat veteran Tim Sheehy. Dan Springer is live in Helena, Montana. It's great to see you there, Dan.
Yeah, hi, Dana. You know, this is a Senate seat that the Republicans have been trying to flip for a very long time, and this looks to be their best chance in years, and it all starts with the popularity of former President Donald Trump, who is expected to win the Treasure State easily. He beat Hillary Clinton here by 20 points and Joe Biden by 16. His rally in Bozeman in August was aimed more at finally defeating 3-term incumbent Jon Tester. He is now the only remaining statewide elected Democrat. He is a 3rd-generation Montanan, calls himself a dirt farmer, and just keeps winning elections that people expect him to lose in this red state. He paints himself as a conservative on the border and energy, but political experts say the headwinds are the strongest they've ever been against him.
What's a little bit different this time is we have a more polarized electorate that's more calcified. Trump is on the ballot again, and the Republican Party is now more strongly pro-Trump.
Republicans also have a stronger candidate this year in Tim Sheehy, a businessman and decorated retired Navy SEAL. He received a Bronze Star and Purple Heart. He is new to politics and is being outspent by Tester 3-1. Attacks on his character may be working to make this race closer, though. Polls had Sheehy up 6 to 8 points just a couple of weeks ago, but the 2 most recent polls done show him up 4 points, and the latest one has them tied. Now, there is an abortion rights measure on the ballot that plays to Tester's advantage. However, this state has gained a lot of new residents in the last 4 years. A lot of people moved here during COVID, and it's expected that about 2 out of every 3 new residents are Republicans. Dana?
Dan Springer, thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.